Good morning, friends. Exit polls divided on Rajasthan give edge to Congress in Chhattisgarh and Telangana, BJP in MP. That's what Indian Express says. As far as exit polls is concerned, and exit polls split on Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh give Congress edge in Chhattisgarh and Telangana, says Times of India. And the Hindu gives statistics, says the Telangana turnout is important and it could be interesting. And the Hindustan Times says exit polls suggest Sunday cliffhanger across 5 states. So, friends, the people of 5 states, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Rajasthan, and Mizoram, have voted. For which candidate and which party, we will get to know by Sunday noon or at maximum by evening. But yesterday, the exit poll firms in the evening were busy showcasing their findings on TV channels and social media platforms. Correct or incorrect? Well, it has been a debate since psychologist, a person called Marcel van Dam of Netherlands, thought of making some extra bucks and developed a system to conduct exit poll for the first time somewhere in 1967. It worked. He got it close to 95-97% correct. I mean, that's what the internet says. The idea was liked by an Indian gentleman called Eric D. Costa, who was then the head of an institute called Public Opinion. So a few years later, he introduced it for the first time in India too. So since then, we have had exit polls, and over the years, the excitement has increased. I'm talking of in the late 80s and in the 90s. By 1996, 98, in India, the exit polls had almost become a norm. In fact, somewhere around in the 90s, they got it really wrong also. And that also created kind of not created, that brought out a lot of questions, and for which we still haven't found answer. So usually the day of exit polls becomes a day of claims for pollsters and those shown winning as reiteration of ground reality. I mean, that's what those shown winning will claim or do claim, and those who are shown in the exit poll as losing are more or less in denial mode. The exit polls are again in reference when the Election Commission officially announces the voting results as the winning candidate. If the polls have got it correct, will say yes. See, we told that it's a reflection of the ground reality, and the pollsters will probably do a bhangra or whatever dance they want to do. Well, it has been an interesting journey of exit polls in India as well as globally. Some have got it correct in terms of their exit results, and some have not. And again, it's a question of research as to what are the reasons, and you have two school of thoughts which support and which don't support this whole exercise. Over the years, the excitement about exit poll results have come down. Visit a restaurant or a market and you will talk to people and you will get to know. I mean, the kind of excitement which the exit poll used to bring are more or less limited to the TV studios. Well, there are commercial benefits to be made, so it's an important exercise for all the stakeholders concerned. So the theatrics in the TV studios and the punchy headlines in newspapers continue, and it has continued today. I mean, for whatever happened yesterday in the exit poll results. However, the true story of why and for what people voted remains a research subject even after each election result. This is why I personally follow that school of thought that believes people's mandate is sacrosanct. Pollsters make fun of it using sample data and methodology that remains a question of debate. Uh, the quality and the quantity of data is still a big question. So the real concern is actually not the pollsters making fun of people's votes, but the politicians making fun of people's votes. When they buy MLAs and when they buy MPs, post election for cash or kind. I mean, you have a lot of laws and things to prevent, but do they really work? Well, open for debate. It's a shame that our political leaders hail democracy and its principles. Every big political leader in this country has done that. But at the same time, the same party which they represent, when it buys MLAs and MPs or ropes in to form a government uh, just because they were short of numbers, are they really saving the democracy or serving the nation? I don't think so. But then, that's my opinion. You decide. For sure, one thing, such leaders fail to walk the talk. The theory of some exit polls seem to suggest a confused voters in all the 5 states. Uh, I'm not sure, and I'm sorry, it's a rubbish. The voters in the 5 states could be divided. But please remember, the Indian democracy, time and again, has demonstrated that the framers of our constitutions were visionaries and they believed that the federal structure will help withstand any kind of onslaught on it. The federal structure of India allows its voters in the state to decide what they want from the state government and what they want from the government at the center. And that's why your assembly election and the general elections throw up different results. Uh, and it's a credit to the constitution framers. The pollsters and politicians alike fool themselves actually, and they think they have fooled the voters. Well, they are free to have their thinking about what they think. The Indian voter is smart, please remember, and that includes you if you have voted in the 5 states. We will see the sample of that again on Sunday, December the 3rd, when EVM machines are unsealed. Personally, my worry is about those eligible Indian voters who deliberately do not go to vote. That's not being smart. Seriously. We need a mission by one member in each family to increase the voting percentage. It could also help reduce the chance of a fractured mandate, which has been a major problem in the Indian democracy as well as in the global, globally, where a thriving democracy has seen this kind of, I would say, a virus actually of getting people of different ideologies and of opposite ideologies, not even different ideologies, opposite ideologies forming a government, and then you have issues when the government has to function. Uh, but there have been successful stories too. So that's where the Indian democracy has been successful, and that's where the people's vote matters. Some experts think that it is okay to have people to vote differently in states and vote differently at the center. But somewhere when the policy decisions have to play a critical role. There has to be a broad-minded thinking of political leadership, both at the state and center, irrespective of the political party they belong. And this is something which helps the country in general. However, we have had few problems, uh, not in the last decade, but in the past too. It has increased in the last decade for sure. Uh, and for those voters who did not go to vote, they will get a chance to make amends in the next 4 to 5 months. So it will be an opportunity for all eligible Indian voters to give one more chance to our Indian democracy. Uh, Thank you. Have a nice day. Look forward to meeting you tomorrow with another episode on elections.